Magandang araw, Pilipinas. Ito po si Attorney Alex Lacson, ang inyong host dito sa Tapatan sa Globe Filipino. Napakaganda po ng ating issue na pag-usapan ngayong araw. Paano ba dapat harapin ng bansang Pilipinas yung Chinese aggression at pambubuli dyan sa West Philippine Sea? Kailangan ba natin gumamit din ng water cannons panlaban doon sa Chinese ships sa West Philippine Sea? May libo-libo na bang Chinese spies at soldiers na nagkukunwaring estudyante at retirido dito sa bansa natin? Iilan po ito sa mga katanungan na pilit nating bibigyan ng kasagutan kasamang ating magigiting na panauhin sa araw na ito. 3 po ang ating magagaling na panauhin sa araw na ito. Papakilala ko po sila sa inyo. Yung first guest po natin ay dating Secretary ng Department of National Defense at naging National Security Advisor din siya sa administrasyon ni dating Presidente Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome former Secretary Norberto Gonzales. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Yung pangalawang panauhin po natin ay dating National Security Advisor ng kasalukuyang Presidente sa bansa. At dati rin po siyang presidente ng National Defense College of the Philippines. At dati ko po siyang thesis advisor sa eskwelahan. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Clarita Carlos. Welcome po. At yung third guest po natin is the current chairman of ANI, or Advocates for National Interests. Ito po ay isang grupo ng mga retiradong generals at officers ng Armed Forces of the Philippines. Kasama po sa mga miyembro nila ay dating Chief of Staffs of the AFP at dating National Defense Secretary sa ating bansa. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lieutenant General Edelberto Adan. Sir, welcome po. Welcome po. Welcome po sa ating forum ngayong umaga dito sa Globe Filipino. Kasama po natin ang mga newscasters at news reporters po sa iba't ibang TV programs, radio programs, newspapers at news platforms po, online, social media sa buong bansa. So, simulan na po natin. Ako po ang magtatanong ng unang question bilang host. At yung tanong po na ito, paano nga ba dapat harapin ng ating bansang Pilipinas itong pambubuli at yung aggression na ginagawa ng China sa ating mga Pilipino sa West Philippine Sea? Tanungin po natin ang unang guest natin, si Secretary Gonzales. Sir?
Siguro importante na unawain natin
yes, sir,
ang pinagmumula ng conflict muna. No? Una-una, tignan natin mabuti ang political politika ng China. Dito sa atin, alam natin ang gobyerno ang pinaka mataas na authority na pwede natin kausapin. Pero in the case of China, intindihin natin na may mas mataas pa kaysa sa gobyerno ng China. And that is the Communist Party of China. Kaya kung magsisimula tayong mag-isip ng mga solusyon sa conflict natin sa China, dapat nating i-recognize yan. Ang ibig sabihin, hindi lamang sa gobyerno ng China natin pinaplano ang kung magdadialog man tayo o maghahanap ng solusyon, hindi lang sa gobyerno ng China. More important, I think, is the Communist Party of China. Kasi sila talaga ang gumagawa ng desisyon.
So ano po sa paningin ninyo ang ng Communist
Having said this, dapat unawain natin na lahat ng aksyon ng China ay pinagplanuhan at very deliberate. Hindi reactive ang posisyon ng China.
Yes, sir.
Kaya pag pinag-iisipin natin ng counter strategy, hindi yung basta na lang tayo, o diyan, binomba tayo sa China ng water cannon. Reaction natin, ay maghanap din tayo ng water cannon. I think we should think of solutions far more than that.
Okay.
Tingnan natin yung mga fundamentals.
Okay. Sige sir, thank you. So we will start with that later on, sir. Pero the same question po, no? Ang tatanong natin, Dr. Claire, ano po sa palagay ninyo, paano natin dapat harapin itong Chinese aggression at bullying na ginagawa nila sa atin sa West Philippine Sea?
Well, the quick answer there is that kung paano mo haharapin is with great difficulty. Dahil ang daming moving parts.
Yeah, ilapit nyo lang ma'am yung microphone.
Maraming actors involved.
Yeah.
And there are non-actors involved, non-state actors involved. So tama si Secretary Byrd na talagang kailangan mo talagang limiin ang sino-sino yung mga actors dito involved at different layers of the political system, of all the antagonists involved, the US, China, the Philippines, other Western allies, and the like. When I was the National Security Advisor, I presented to the cabinet, I can't remember when, I think that was September, a national strategy. It was a fairly long document. I presented it to the president, the nitty-gritty of which was supposed to be given to him at a later time. Mas balangkas lang yun. Yeah. That would have set the boundaries, the floor and the ceiling of how we are going to deal with China. Tama si Secretary Byrd. Hindi pwedeng araw-araw nagbabalangkas ka kung ano yung reaction mo. Dapat nakalagay na yan in broad strokes para alam mo kung ano yung red lines mo.
So ma'am, if you have to recommend now to the President kung paano natin harapin at hawakan itong issue ng Chinese aggression and bullying, ano po ang kailangan natin gawin?
Naku, habang enumeration yan, Alex, kasi
kahit in
ang
one
dami,
minute, ma'am. Yun
ang
the
dami
best siguro,
kong
ma'am.
memos na binigay sa kanya kay President Bongbong. Siguro yung pwede ko lang isa publiko kasi iba sensitive, no? Dahil nasabi ko na rin dito sa other interviews, kung talagang marugdob ang ating hangarin na ipakita sa China na ayaw natin yung kanyang ugali, i-lower natin yung diplomatic relations to CDA. Ginawa na naman natin yan sa Malaysia, di ba? Kasi nag-aagawan tayo sa Sabah. Sige, gawin natin CDA. Tapos nun, we broke diplomatic relations. Lagyan mo kasi, put the beef on what you're saying. Alam na ni President John, siguro mga 3 or 4 memos ko na sa kanya.
Okay, ma'am.
Siguro doon na lang kasi yung iba, may national security.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Sa third guest natin po, tulad ng sinabi ko kanina, itong ANI, Advocates for National Interest, grupo po ito ng mga retired generals at officers ng Armed Forces of the Philippines. Marami po sa miyembro nila, mga dating Chief of Staffs of the AFP at National Defense Secretaries, no? At including National Security Advisors. At ang chairman ng grupo po ng ANI ngayon ay walang iba kundi si Lieutenant General Edalberto Adan. Sir Ed, ano sa palagay ninyo? The same question po. Paano natin dapat harapin itong Chinese aggression at pambubuli sa atin sa West Philippines? Ano po ang stand ng ANI dito?
Bago kita sagutin, Attorney Alex, please allow me also to recognize my colleagues in the Philippine Council for Foreign Relations.
Okay, sir.
Ako ay director din noon at nandito sila Colonel Flores, General Galang, who are also retired
Yes, sir.
police and AFP officials, and Mr. Albert Velasco. Thank you.
Sir, can you use this? Baka mas malakas
Yes.
ito.
Nabanggit ng ating
Baka mas malakas yan, sir.
galang-galang na Professor Carlos at Secretary Gonzales yung strategic dimensions na dapat nating alamin. Ano ba ang background nito, why China is behaving this way, what are its strategic goals. But since the forum was premised on bullying and aggressive actions, no, that would seem to me that we're on the operational plane, no. But of course, we can always go to the higher concerns mentioned by our two respectable guests. So, yung bullying na sinasabi nyo, siguro it stems from what we have seen na continuous several incidents of water cannoning, no, harassment of our resupply missions, no. Ang ipinapakita ng gobyerno ngayon sa strategy na ginagamit ngayon ay una, nag-launch tayo ng transparency strategy wherein through our various spokesmen, ipinapakita natin na yung pambubuli o ano ba ang tawag doon sa Tagalog, kung paano nila tayo pinipigilan na gawin yung ating dapat gawin to resupply our troops, no? So transparency initiative na ginagawa, of course it has benefits, it has also its critics, no? Kasi in-expose bali diyan ang maling ginagawa ng isang malaking bansa sa isang maliit na bansa na gusto lang gawin ang kanyang obligasyon, no? To maintain its presence, its rights, no? To defend its sovereign rights. Subalit, hindi lamang naman yun ang ginagawa natin. Merong nag-launch ang DND ng Comprehensive Archipelagic Defense Concept na kung saan ating pinaplano ngayon na palawakin ang ating concerns from internal security to external or territorial defense. Hindi lamang sa West Philippine Sea, kundi sa Eastern board ng ating Benham Rice. So ang tanong paano ba natin a-addressin ito? Ipatuloy natin ang pagpapakita ng resistance, ng determinasyon ng ating bansa, ng ating Filipino nation na handa nating ipagtanggol ang ating karapatan. At yan ay may mga paraan at siguro ating i-discuss as we go along. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Ed. Thank you, Sir Ed. Sa ngayon po, I will turn over the forum to the media. At nandito po, sila po magtatanong ng question. Nandito po si Belia Cariaso ng Philippine Star for the first question from the media. Belia, please go ahead.
Good morning po. First muna po kay Professor Clarita Carlos. Ma'am, yung allegation or yung claim ng China na may deal with the high officials of the DND, anong tingin nyo dito, ma'am? Kung meron ba talagang batayan itong claim nila? Isa-isayin ko na po yung question. Yun po yung question ko sa inyo. And ano po yung maipapayo nyo? Nabanggit na rin po ni Sir kanina, Alex, yung question na ano yung mapapapayo nyo kay President Marcos since dati kayong National Security Advisor before. And then kung gusto nyo rin pong
Secretary Gonzales.
Opo. Sir, yung claim ni former Senator Trillanes na may coup attempt against the current administration, ano po ang tingin yung may pwede po bang basihan ito? And then
kay Sir Ed.
Kung gusto niyo rin pong sagutin yung ano yung implication kung sakaling arestuhin nga si former President Duterte. So magkakaroon ba ito ng malaking impact sa atin dito sa ating bansa? And then kay Secretary Adan, sir, yung dati kayong VFA of spokesperson, yung kinokonek kasi yung panghaharas sa atin, pambubuli sa atin ng China dun sa US, yung ating closeness sa US, yung preference ng Marcos administration sa US. Tingin nyo ba dahil nga ito connected dito sa ating magiging, lalo na meron tayong balikatan na naganap lang. So may connection ba ito na mas pinapaboran ng current administration yung US government? Thank you po.
Okay. Simulan natin sa kay Secretary Dr. Claire. Ma'am?
Actually, Alex, kulang yung oras na to para sagutin yun, Kaya lang, pero itatrankate na lang natin. Iisa na lang natin.
2 minutes is all we ask, ma'am. Thank you.
Again, hindi na to lingid sa presidente kasi laman na to ng mga memos ko sa kanya bago ako nag-resign, Ang sinasabi ko, mag-move tayo magmula sa high politics, high, to low politics. Ibig sabihin, wag na nating, set aside natin yung territorial sovereignty issues kasi walang paruroonan yan. Talagang magtatagisan ng 6 na bansa na hiwa-hiwain yung dagat. Na alam natin na wala lang, puro lang yan usapan, girian, and so on. Bumaba tayo sa low politics area, Alex, na kung saan ang ating pag-uusapan ay mas mahalaga sa atin isda. Bukod sa isda, yung resources doon sa seabed at mismo doon sa karagatan. Kasi yan ang pinag-usapan natin yan, low politics yan. Siguro I'd like to share with you, nung kamit ko si Wang Yi, yung foreign minister, alam mo ba, ang ganda ng usapan namin, lumampas na nga kami sa 1 hour. Kasi pinag-uusapan namin, Bert, yung marine protected areas, puro low politics. no? Yung mga mag-uusap-usap tayo, o kailan magkakaroon ng fish holiday. Hindi pwedeng China lang, nagdi-declare lang fish holiday mo, hindi mo naman kami tinanong. Tanungin mo rin kami. Kasi hindi, dinapaan mo na nga yung buong South China Sea. Magtanong ka rin sa amin kasi nakadapa din kami dyan. In other words, collective ang concern. Therefore, collective ang resolution.
Okay.
Once you keep on pounding on the head of China that this should be the case, lalo na nagtathreaten siyang maging superpower, then she has to follow international law.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Secretary Gonzales, sir, for the question kanina. Yeah, ang question kanina po is that, yung kay Trillanes, di ba? Ang sabi ni Senator Trillanes, meron daw threat of an ouster plot against the PBBM administration. Ano po ang tingin niyo po? Ano po ang masasabi niyo doon?
Sinabi ni Trillanes, ang mga namumuno daw dito, mga officers ng police ang nangunguna. So maganda naman. Kasi iniintay ko na pati ako isama ni Trillanes sa kanya. Usual kay Trillanes siya kay Jan. Siguro, ang importante, I do not see, or I do not sense na meron talagang serious threat of a coup directed to the president. But whether there is a situation that could trigger a coup is another matter.
Okay.
Palagay ko, yun ang ibig sabihin ni Senator Trillanes, na may nabubuo na sentiment na pwedeng pag-isipan ulit yung mga ganong aksyon. Ang significant lang na dapat natin tignan, dati-dati, yung mga ingay na ganyan tungkol sa mga problema ng bansa, nanggagaling sa mga aktivista, sa mga NGOs, pero ngayon nagsisimula sa mga retired officers of the armed forces. To me, that is significant.
Yeah. Which is a good development, di po, sir, no? Sir Ed, I think yung question, Ella, would you like to repeat the question for General Adan?
Sagutin mo na rin ni
okay.
Sir Adan.
Sir Ed, pakisagot daw the same question. Yung ouster plot against the current administration.
I have no information about that.
Okay, so he has no information about it. Okay.
Sir, yun yung sa VFA na lang, yung sa US.
Ang tanong kanina ay tungkol sa presensya ng United States forces sa Pilipinas, no? Weakness invites bullying. The Philippines is militarily weak. No? It cannot defend itself. So, policy ng mga nakarang administration is put up a minimum credible defense posture. Palakasin ng konti so that we can resist bullying or aggression. Not that we could win against overwhelming force, but pinapakita natin na it will cost them something if they keep on pushing us. No? So yung presensya ng Americans, balikatan exercises, joint operations, na ngayon ay sinamahan pa ng other countries, no? Australia, Japan, maraming observers, Korea, ay pinapakita lang na hindi nag-iisa ang Pilipinas. At maraming nakikiisa sa atin, sa ating layunin na ipagtanggol ang rule of law. No? Sapagkat sa ating paniniwala, nasa atin nasa likod natin ang batas, ang ruling, ang arbitral ruling. So, nasa obligasyon din ng Mutual Defense Treaty, hindi lamang ang pag-resist ng armed attack, kundi preparation for that. The building of defense capabilities to address any eventuality, not necessarily against a particular nation. So, yun ang nangyayari ngayon. Yung mga nakikita nating exercises, no? Yan since 1951, no? Meron ng baliktan. Itong huling nangyari, 39th balikatan na yan. At lumalaki pa because of the regional situation, no? Ipinapakita lang na hindi nag-iisa ang Pilipinas, merong mga kaalyado, at we are trying to prevent any miscalculation na ipagpatuloy dahil tayo ay mahina, ipagpatuloy ang aggression sa atin.
Okay. Thank you, General Adan, sir. For Mr. June Raimundo of Media House, please go ahead, Mr. Raimundo, for your question.
Tanong ko po para kay Professor Carlos, Secretary Gonzales, saka General Adan. Meron pong balita na na-record po yung usapan ng mga Chinese diplomats saka officials ng military na para sa New Deal to de-escalate the tension sa West Philippine Sea o sa South China Sea. Sa inyo pong expertise, sa inyong background, pwede po, alam po ba yung mag-record ng ganun kung meron mang usapan? At yun po ba may tuturing na paglawag sa anti-wiretapping law?
Okay. If I may just clarify, Mr. June Raimundo, yung tanong nyo was ito yung wiretap na message, no? Na sinabi rin ng Chinese ambassador in the Philippines, no? Okay. Ano po masabi niyo doon, Dr. Carlos, ma'am?
Well, medyo bobo ako sa AI, pero siguro bago tayo magkomento doon sa content, i-establish muna natin yung integrity at authenticity noong usapan na yon. And then because all of us here, hindi na ako part ng Intel Loop, and I'm not privy to things that are happening, hindi ako makakomment intelligently. But ang gusto ko lang bilang civilian, i-establish yung integrity nung kung ano man yung napag-usapan.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Sir?
Well, sa ganitong mga activities, dapat ina-assume natin na talagang ire-record tayo.
Yeah.
You know, kasi that is standard procedure
Yeah.
sa intelligence na talagang whether you're doing it openly or...
So you are agreeing actually, sir, that the Chinese are actually wiretapping our government?
I'll be surprised if we are not wiretapping them also during those kind of
Yes, sir.
conversations.
Yes, sir.
No? Pero ang importante dyan, ang issue talaga dyan, hindi yung wiretapping per se. Yung ginamit yung wiretapping at in-expose para mag-gain ng propaganda victory laban sa atin. Sinisira yung mga officials involved like the Secretary of National Defense, our National Security Advisor, and very important, yung ating field, yung ating officer na nasa ground, no? Medyo tatamaan yan. So, iyan ang medyo, tama si Secretary Gibo, na ina-atake niya yung China. Bakit kayo gumamit ng ganyan? That one is okay. Pero yung wiretapping, i-assume mo lagi. Kaya when you are engaged in discussions in matters as sensitive as this, be aware na lahat ng sinasabi mo naka-record.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir Ed?
Ang China ay malalim ang kaalaman sa diplomatic protocols. Kaya kung may makipag-usap na high-level official sa isang 3-star general natin, alam niya na hindi pwede mag-commit yung 3-star general. It's beyond his pay level, ika nga. So, ginamit lang talaga ng China yung recording na alleged recording sa paninira, no? Parang dinidivide niya yung ating ang military, no? Na meron kayong isang opisyal na nakikipag-usap sa amin. Pero alam niya na hindi tawag dito, hindi siya binding. Hindi, wala sa power ng general i-commit yung ganun.
Kasi wala namang power to commit the country,
Yes.
yung 3-star general,
Yes.
in
That's
an
right.
agreement like that,
Yes,
with
yes.
another country.
Yes,
Maraming
the
salamat.
general is implementer of policy. The foreign policy is determined by SFA and
Correct.
Malacanang, of course.
Sir, thank you. Now may I call on Mr. Hugo Santos ng Asian Youth Organization for his question.
Okay, good afternoon. Good morning, sorry. My question is for everyone. I just wanted to ask about the approach of the Philippines as a member of ASEAN. For example, the Luconia Shoal of Malaysia, they had a different approach under Anwar Ibrahim, and the Natuna Sea under President Joko Widodo. But now considering our neighbors, to put it nicely, are China-friendly, especially the incoming Prabowo government and Anwar Ibrahim's government, can we learn from our ASEAN neighbors in approaching Beijing with disputes? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hugo Santos. Ma'am, please.
Well, of course, we can always learn from anybody, any country. But since our situation is unique and discrete, then let us track our own stance in regard to many issues. Also take note that the ASEAN 10 have different levels and scope of relationship with China. So you cannot talk about an ASEAN collective stance. So what do? Then, as I said, it's really the national strategy which will put together all the factors and forces in human and non-human resources and provide the broad strokes of where we are going as a nation. So that, as Secretary Bert and General Adan had noted earlier, hindi ka pwedeng araw-araw binabalangkas mo yan. Dapat ang red lines mo ay talagang andyan, nakaset yan, hindi siya pwedeng bubble gum na uusod-usod siya. And then maybe, just to, if I may, with your permission, Alex, and the other guests,
Please go ahead.
I would like to redirect, kung hindi matatanong sa question, why are we not paying attention to the MDT? Yung MDT, i-require nating i-review yan. As a matter of fact, nung November, nung nandun pa ako sa cabinet, inutusan ako ni President. Yes, yung Mutual Defense Treaty, inutusan ako ni President mag-head ng study group dahil nga mag-expire ng EDCA. So at the time umalis ako, parang 2 months pa lang kami nagmi-meet.
So you have actually recommended a review of
No,
the
it was the
mutual
president. It was the president who gave me the assignment to. Alam niya kasi mag-expire na eh. So sa cabinet meeting sabi niya, NSA, put together the DFA and the DND. Ako yung team leader kasi so doon ang
So what's the
meeting namin.
status of that right now, ma'am?
Siyempre, nung umalis ako, ewan ko.
Nawala.
Pero, ang gusto ko kasi noon, immediately, siyempre, usap-usap pa kami, parang 4 meetings ang tinawag ko noon eh. Humihingi kami ng NATO automaticity. Ang ibig sabihin ng NATO automaticity, hindi yung nasa MDT na, naku, ang haba-haba pa bago magde-decide yung constitutional processes. Okay, isa pa, no? Siguro, and this is apart from the MDT, you remember the Philippine Coast Guard used to be folded within the AFP. I-fold back mo uli siya kasi walang unity of command. I raise these issues, Alex, kasi baka hindi ma-raise dito. And these are very important things. Right now, structurally, nakita mo yung PLA, finold in nila yung kanilang Coast Guard sa PLA. Dapat unity of command. Hindi pwede yung DOTR Secretary nangingialam sa Coast Guard, tapos yung AFP nangingialam doon sa ating services. Di ba, General? Yung unity of command na yun eh. Of course, may malaking story yun bakit nag-spin away yung PCG. Ibalik natin structurally.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Sir? The same question, sir, from...
Well,
Can we learn from our ASEAN neighbors in how to handle the Chinese, the China?
Under normal times, yes, we should be learning. But si Dr. Carlos, yung sinabi niya is what is happening today. And this is extraordinary because nagkataon lang na ang Pilipinas, unique, as Dr. Carlos have said, unique yung hinaharap nating problema sa West Philippine Sea. And we really have to evolve our own strategy.
Yes, sir.
I think this is what is missing. Yung bullying, yung yung general threat sa West Philippine Sea, maganda kasi nami-meet yan ng US and other allies, yung bullying issue. Dahil di natin kaya sumagot sa bullying.
Okay.
But kung iisipin natin yung una kong sinabi kanina, na ang gobyerno sa China is under the Communist Party of China. Kung gagawa ka ng strategy, you have to be sensitive to ano yung gustong mangyari ng Communist Party of China. Anong appreciation niya ng nangyayari sa mundo at ano ang kanyang objective, bakit niya tinutulak ng husto sa violence ang Pilipinas. These are important fundamentals. Sa akin, ang pinaka-importante na pinaplano ng Pilipinas na palagay ko magkaka-epekto sa sentiment na umiiral sa loob ng Communist Party of China.
Yes, sir.
And this is the issue of nationalism
Yes, sir.
and the issue of respectability.
Yes, sir.
Sa ngayon, wala tayong elemento na naipakikita na talagang mahal natin ang ating bayan despite the fact na nagkaroon ng survey na more than 75% of our people are willing to die for the country. Magandang indication yan.
Okay.
But there are no concrete steps that we're doing. na para ipakita natin na
Yes, sir.
handang lumaban ng Pilipinas, nagmamahal sa bayan ng mga Pilipino, lalo na ang mga kabataan. These are important moves that we need to do.
Yes, sir.
At ito, sa Vietnam, lessons yan.
Yeah.
Vietnam have proven to the world
Yeah.
na talagang kahit maliit siya, kahit
Lalaban.
sino ka pa man, lalabanan ka kapag
Yeah. Tit for tat talaga, sir.
ganon sila.
Yeah.
These
Pati
things,
Indonesia, sir.
yan nga, kaya these things are important. Tayo lang naman ang baka ako na hihimbing tayo ng kaunti kasi galing na ng Amerikano. Sige, sumali na lang tayo dyan. But our own effort have to be
Yes.
made clear. We have to have a policy. And what are these two policies? Sa akin, ang pinaka-importante is to prepare our youth. This is
To
one of
prepare
our
our youth. Yes, sir.
this is one of our most important advantage in the world.
Okay.
Kasi tayo lang yung may ganitong young population. Theoretically, there are 20 million young Filipinos that can be trained for war. Hindi naman gusto natin makipaggera.
Yes, sir.
Pero yan, yung advantage natin yan, if we concretize that into a plan, that lahat ng ating kabataan sasanayin natin sa defense, hindi nangangahulugan na gusto natin ng gera. Sinasabi lang natin sa kapitbahay natin, na kung magigera kayo, medyo pag-isipan yung mabuti. Kasi kayo, one-child policy kayo dati. Yung mga bagong mga anak ng chick ngayon, siguro mga 5-10 years old pa lang, di ba? Tayo, ripe age, 25 and above.
Sir, what you're saying is that in our policy against China, it is may important role ang kabataan.
Very
We need to
important.
prepare our youth.
Kasi alam mo, yung mga nararamdaman ko sa mga kabataan when I talk to some of them,
Yeah.
gusto nilang ipakita na nagmamahal sila sa bayan.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
the government is not giving them the opportunity to illustrate their love of country. They have to have that opportunity. They have to have that
Thank you, sir.
possibility.
I think that's a very crucial point, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir Ed, would you like to add to that, sir? The same question from Mr. Hugo Santos of SCN Youth Organization.
Una, napakahalaga ng sinabi ni Professor Carlos, Dr. Carlos, yung unity of command. I support her recommendation na tingnan natin kung yung Philippine Coast Guard ay dapat nang ibalik sa under the structure of the Department of National Defense or the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Sapagkat may mga ginagawa siyang operations ngayon na kinakailangan ay aligned, harmonized with the operations of the armed forces.
Yes, sir.
Tungkol doon sa tanong naman, yung sa role ng, our fellow ASEAN nations,
Can we learn from them?
can we learn from them? I think meron namang commonality tayo, both are desirous to protect their national interest, kanya-kanyang paraan lamang pero ang naiiba sa Pilipinas, ang geography natin puts us right smack into the face of the aggression of China. Nandiyan tayo sa gitna sila nasa fringes. So talagang tayo ang bearing the brunt, o ika nga, of this action. So yung ating action tempered din, naukol din doon. But I think all of us, the aforementioned countries have the same goal,
Okay, sir.
to protect its national interests.
Thank you, sir. Bago ko po tawagin yung susunod na taga-tanong from media, gusto ko pong itanong ito. Last week, yung America, Australia, Japan, and the Philippines, binuo nila itong tinatawag na Squad Alliance. Ang purpose ng Squad Alliance is to counter the Chinese expansionist ambition, aggression, and bullying sa South China Sea, particularly sa West Philippine Sea. Bakit hindi na lang natin parentahan at ipagamit ang Pag-asa Islands? Diyan sa Spratly Island, doon sa West Philippine Sea, dito sa Squad countries like America, Australia, and Japan. Tapos, pabayaan natin silang magtayo ng military at naval facilities doon. At ikayatin natin yung Squad countries na yon, America, Australia, and Japan, Pilipinas, na tulungan tayo na protektahan ang pag-aari natin sa West Philippine Sea laban sa pananakop ng China. Ano pong tingin nyo dito?
Well, with all due respect, Alex, huwag mong gamitin yung squad. Gamitin mo marine scientists.
Okay.
Again, let's follow yung high politics to low politics. Ando na yung ating marine science laboratory sa Pag-asa, di ba? Nung nagpunta kami doon, gutay-gutay yung doon, yung kanilang mga kagamitan doon. And Speaker Romualdez went there, and Speaker Romualdez really said that it's going to be improved. But you do not just be improved for the marine scientists of the Philippines, all the other countries in the world, hindi lang ASEAN, should participate there in increasing knowledge about the sea, the East, the South China Sea, and all other seas for that matter. Why is this important? Because eventually, there's no enemy. The enemy is climate change. Lahat tayo, isa lang naman planeta no? Pagkatapos natin mag-away-away dito, nalulunod tayo, palagay mo ba nag-aaway pa tayo, Bert? Di ba? Hindi na. Kasi sabay-sabay tayong malulunod. So who is going to resolve the issue, Alex? It's not the military. Neither the diplomats, neither the politicians. It will be the marine scientists all over the world. And lingit sa kaalaman natin, kasi ang neighbor ko sa UP, si Dr. Mike Fortes dati, yumaon na. Sinasabi ni Mike sa akin, nung nasa NDCP pa ako, alam mo, Claire, sabi niya, for many, many decades now, ang marine scientists ng China and marine scientists ng Philippines, nagko-cooperate na yan. They don't talk about territory and sovereignty. They're talking about the sea. What is most important? Sana ilagay ninyo sa news niyo to. The marine scientists talk of the sea as one ocean, one ecology. Ibig sabihin, magpipinsan lahat niyang mga nandyan. Kaya yung mga pinapanganak sa Palawan, tapos kinakain doon sa jurisdiction ng ibang bansa, abay, dapat miski isang galunggong bigyan tayo. Hindi ba absurd? Diba?
But ma'am, with all due respect, ginagawa ng China, ini-itsipwera na nga tayo doon. Diba?
My point.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Alam mo ba, Alex,
So how do we protect our claims? No.
with difficulty again. No, pero alisin mo siya dun sa military.
Kung alam ko po yung kultura ng China, they respect yung kung lumalaban ka sa kanila.
Naked force.
Yeah.
But
They respect that. But kung the moment na nagpapakumbaba ka sa kanila, lalo kanilang sisipain.
nandyan na ako.
Kultura
Okay.
talaga nila yan.
Sino yung kamit ko nung 2 Fridays ago?
Yes, ma'am.
Yung DAFA nila. Open naman yung meeting na yun. Wala naman secret-secret yan. Sabi ko, uy, alam mo, ayusin yung asal nyo dyan. By the way, sinasabi ko na yan nung NSA pa ako. Ganun lang talaga akong magsalita. Pero gusto ko, ayoko paligoy-ligoy.
Yeah.
Diretso. Ayusin yung asal nyo dyan. Gusto nyo matuwa kami sa inyo? No? At ma-lower yung temperatura? Yung mga dami-dami mong dyang is kontian mo siya. Kunyari 100 siya, gawin mong 80, 70. Goodwill. Kasi kung hindi magsasalpukan tayo, ganyan. Tapos yung pinag-uusapan natin ng maritime protective, total agree na tayo doon Walang kasi natin yun. Yung MOA between Philippine-Chinese Coast Guard and Philippine Coast Guard, i-enhance mo yun. Andun na yung legal framework. Alex, you're a lawyer. Andun na siya Yun ang
Parang
na-discovery ko.
problema ka ba, sinisipa na tayo doon sa West Philippine Sea.
Alam
So
mo,
what do we
hindi
do
siya
pag
gagawa
sinisipa na
ng
tayo
more than what it's doing right now. Alam mo ba, bago ako umalis sa NSA, sabi ko dun sa ating,
respecting international law, ma'am.
yeah, I know, but you've got to do this on different levels Kanya nga, total talo ka dun sa high politics.
That's why we have to
Tagay mo
involve
siya.
the other powers to join
Yes.
us.
I don't even want to do that. When you talk of the powers, I want the scientists to be involved.
Yeah,
Because
I
the
agree with that
resolution is
also.
there.
Also
Kasi
agree with
nandun
that,
yung
ma'am.
path
Yeah.
towards success
Yeah.
Kung gusto mo tignan pluses and minuses, yun talaga ang tignan mo. The empirical evidence is there. Okay. China is also concerned about, I'm sure Bert knows this as political scientist, yung loss of face.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, if you're paying attention to loss of face, then pay attention to our loss of face.
Yeah.
Yung ginagawa ninyong pagkakanyon dyan. Sabi ko, sa susunod, ang kakanyonin namin ko yung galing sa Malabanan. Sinabi ko talaga sa kanya yan. Ayaw kong paligoy-ligoy. And sabi ko, yes, alam ko siyempre magre-report siya.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, report, Sabi ko, nung nag-meet kami ni Wang Yi, ito na pag-usapan namin. Bakit wala kami bungguan? Wang Yi is a very intelligent foreign minister. Di ba binalik siya?
Yeah.
Member na nga siya ng Politburo. In other words, Alex, merong commonalities. Umpisahan mo dun sa pinag-aagrihan natin. Tapos, ilagay mo sa margin yung hindi natin pinag-aagrihan. Yung and that is the way to go, actually. Ngayon lang kasi ang daming noises babaan natin yung noises. Huwag na tayo magdagdag-dagdag ng mga ayan. Parang ginagawa natin piyesta. Huwag natin gawin yan. Di ba, Bert? Huwag na. This is not something to be trivial about, by the way. And so, let's take that path, The marine scientists of UP, So many marine scientists are already on board on this. And yeah, that's the way to go.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Sir, the same question, sir. Same question. Paparentahan ba natin ang Pag-asa Islands sa Spratlys Islands doon sa squad countries?
Kung gusto mo yan,
Yeah.
mangyayari yan kasi, you know why? What is unfortunate for us in the Philippines is that we are not making our decisions.
Yeah.
Yung respectability ng bansa natin medyo mababa. So lahat nag-a-assume. Yung sinasabi mo na para maproteksyonan tayo, i-welcome natin yung international. Like it or not, they're coming in. The Japanese are already requesting to have a presence.
Yes.
Yung kanilang puwersa, gusto nila magkaroon ng presence sa Pilipinas.
Actually, yung squad, sir, was an initiative of the US, Australia, and
Kaya
Japan.
US,
Sinama na lang tayo.
Ang ibig sabihin, lahat sila talaga magkakaroon ng presence sa Pilipinas for the simple reason that they do not trust our ability to defend our own interest. And consequently, the interest of their interest. Wala tayong respectability eh. Yun ang malaking problema ng Pilipinas, walang respectability. That is why decisions are not entirely by us. Yung gera sa China, China ang magdidesisyon kung magkakagera o hindi. Hindi tayo.
Correct.
Puro tayo kun eh. Depensa lang eh. Yung mga declaration na nanggagaling sa atin, walang sense of pride. Di ba? Kaya kailangan ayusin nating mabuti yan. That's why I am saying earlier na kailangan take advantage of our asset. Yung asset na wala lahat. And that is our young people. We have, if I am not mistaken in terms of number, mga 20 million young Filipinos pwedeng i-train for war. Hindi natin sinasabi na i-train natin yan. But that is our given.
Yeah.
Sa lahat ng bansa, pati Japan, walang ganyan.
Yeah.
All of them. Pero
But why train them for war?
I am just saying,
Train them for war against climate change.
hindi, I'm just,
Not the war of the convenience.
I agree with you 1,000% about climate change. It's just that in an effort to gain respectability, maybe I'm using the wrong terminology of training for war. Maybe the important thing is give them the art of mobilization. That our young people should give them the ability and the responsibility to be able to mobilize our people for whatever, climate change, contingencies. Kailangan kasi ipakita natin na we can act as one people. Very important, we can act as one people. And the underlying fundamental why we can act as a people is because all of us, have the same love for the same country. Iyan, mauunawaan niya ng Communist Party of China. And by the way, sorry ha, kaya ko ini-insist na tingnan natin mabuti ang Communist Party of China. Ang relasyon ng Pilipinas sa China, hindi laging ganito. Pinlano nila kung bakit nagkakaganito for the simple reason that the new leadership of China has an expansionist mind. Gusto niya maging world power. Naiinggit siya sa Amerika. Kaya, ang sabi nung isa nating former ambassador dyan, one way to really mobilize the Chinese people behind their government or their party is to indicate that there is an external threat to China. The Chinese party have wisely chosen the Philippines to be their enemy kasi kayang-kaya tayo. Wala tayo yung mga elemento like love of country na sasabihin ng mga Chinese people. Huwag naman natin ganyan rin ang Pilipino. They're like us, they love their country also. Ang pinapakita ng China sa atin, ano tayo? Cheap. Pwedeng suhulan. Pwedeng, di ba? Yan ang ibig sa Pilipinas. Utusan lang yung mga yan. Huwag yung pasilin niya. Kaya-kaya natin yan. This has to change. This has to change.
Thank you, sir. Sir Ed, same question po.
Well, ang tanong ay bakit hindi natin ipagamit yung ating mga isla like Pag-asa
Yes,
to
sir.
other coalition forces? Sa tingin ko,
Actually, sir, this is not new, no? Kasi before umalis yung US military bases sa bansa, they were actually patrolling the areas.
well, sa mga strategic planners, all options are there, no?
Yeah.
I will not be surprised kung wala yan doon sa listahan ng pwedeng gawin.
Yeah,
Hindi ko sinasabing gawin na.
Yes, sir.
But it should be there. Pinasok na nga tayo. Meron na ngang artificial island militarized inside our economic zone. No? So from the military perspective, that is an option.
Yes, sir.
Hindi ko sinasabing gagawin, but it is a possible
Yes, sir. Okay,
thing
sir.
to do.
Sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now, I would like to call on Margo Gonzalez of SMNI for her question.
Hi po, good morning. Hi, Prof. Sinasabi nga po na yung tension sa WPS ay pwedeng mauwi sa gyera, tulad ng na-mention natin earlier. Meron po bang history na nakipag-gyera niya China? And if ever po ba, kapag ginyera tayo ng China, are we ready yung defense natin? And in reality, kapag nagkaroon po ng gyera, magkakaroon po ba, or may kakampi po pa sa Philippines?
Nobody wants to go to war. Walang gusto magyera kasi maraming mamamatay, maraming maaabala. Ang gusto na lahat magtinda. Di ba? China is a manufacturer of the world. And ang gusto din natin magtinda ng saging, pineapple, and mangga. So magtinda-tinda tayo, talagang dapat yan ang ating gawin. So itong mga girian nito, pwede magsasalpukan yan, tulad nangyari noong 1988. Yung Vietnam, doon sa Spratte, Alex, nagtanim sila ng flag ng Vietnam. Dumating China, binunot yung flag ng Vietnam. Tinanim yung flag ng China. Dumating ang Vietnam, binunot yung flag ng China. Tinanim yung flag ng Vietnam. Salpukan, 100 namatay ng Vietnamese. Hindi naman nagkagera. Nasolbar yun, nag-usap-usap. And ngayon, meron silang modus vivendi. This is what we want. The Philippines should have a modus vivendi with China na walang nagbubulong-bulong sa kanya. Gusto yung sinabi ni Bert, huwag mo ipakita na binubulong-bulungan lang tayo. No? Meron tayo, ginagamit mo naman yung independent eh. So, pangatawanan mo, lagyan mo ng beef yung independent. No? Huwag tayo magsabi-sabi ng bulong kasi yung mga estranghero dyan, hindi alam talaga yung unique situation sa atin. Alam natin yun, damdam na damdam natin yun. So, magkakagera, not likely.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Sir, Secretary Gonzalez, the same question.
I hope talagang huwag magkagyera.
Yeah.
No? Kasi talagang dapat peace in the world ang ating major objective. Pero at
But
least,
it's not our control, di ba?
yan na nga, hindi tayo ang nagdidesisyon. And then, kaya nga sabi ko sana, kung pwede, unawain natin ang gusto. Ang nangyayaring pag-iisip o kaisipan sa loob ng Communist Party of China. Very important, yun ang nauunawaan natin. One of our foremost China expert na naging ambassador sa China, I keep forgetting his name, no? He was a former activist, dapat kilala natin. You know him. Mga senior rin makakalimutan. But you see, this is what he said about China. Ang China ayaw ng gera. Just like most countries of the world. Ayaw nila ng gera. But they will be prepared to go to war when the issue pertains to territory. Basta territory ang usapan, they will be prepared to go to war. Kaya very important yan kasi ang issue nating hinaharap sa China ay territory. Number 2, kapag nakakaramdam yung Communist Party of China na nawawala yung approval rating nila sa kanilang mga kapwa in-check ay mga baba, ang na-prove nila na magandang propaganda line ay meron silang kalaban externally. Kaya ako, ang problema ko dito, una, territorial yung issue. Number 2, ang ganda nating kalaban. Alam mo, towards the middle of the Aquino administration, yung batang Aquino, si Noynoy, we were declared by China as its number 1 enemy. Ang timing niyan, ginawa yung declaration na yan at a time na yung bagong presidente ng China ay nag-assume ng poder. Ibig sabihin, gusto nilang i-drum beat na may number 1 enemy tayo dito sa this part of the world. Kailangan girahin natin, paghandaan natin yan. Kaya whatever we do, no matter what kind of diplomatic relations that we conduct, the harassment in the West Philippine Sea will continue because it is essential to the strategy of the Communist Party of China to hold their own people Number one yan. Number two, kung sakalit masubo sila sa gyera, gusto nila yung kalaban na pwedeng talunin kaagad. Kasi victory is always sweet. Di ba? Ngayon, ang problema ko, personally, ito tinitingnan ko.
Yes, sir.
Dahil sa, I think, the deterrence strategy of the United States, together some of its major allies, are succeeding in our part of the world. They're actually stopping the war. Kasi talagang pinipakita nila sa China na, sige, pumutok ka, marami din kami. Yan. So, yan ay nahandyan. So, it's, in a sense, working yung deterrence strategy. But at the same time, lumalakas naman yung pressure sa domestic concern ng leadership ng Communist Party of China. Try to remember na hindi ba nung mga unang buwan ni President Duterte, inappoint niya yung mga key communist leaders and they floated the idea of establishing a revolutionary government to put up a one-party state similar to the Chinese. These are all steps, no, para medyo ipakita sa domestic nila na, uy, ang Pilipinas, pwede makatulad natin yan. At saka yung Presidente Duterte, baka pwede natin gawing ala Sukarno yan. You remember what happened to Sukarno? He was literally a puppet of China. And they were trying to get Duterte to be something like that in the beginning. Okay. Kaya lang, what's important is Joe Masison. I don't like him, but I think he did something good for the country. He refused to accept the leadership of Duterte as the Communist Party chair. Pinigil ni Joe Masison yan. He refused. But one last point, bakit matapang si Joe Masison na i-refuse yung ganong plano na alam niya na China ang gumagawa?
Bakit, sir?
Bakit? Alam ni Joe Masison may split sa loob ng Communist Party of China, and I think Joe Masison, when he was alive, is relating to that particular faction. Kaya tingin ko, kakagera, hindi magkakagera, masosolve ang ating problema sa PS. Maghintay na lang tayo.
Okay.
Nagkakagulo sa loob ng Communist Party.
Okay, sige, sir. Thank you, sir. That's good news. Okay, Sir Ed, same question po.
Unang tanong is, yung China ba is nag-engage in wars of aggression, no? Historically. I'm not a historian, but di ba ang China ang tingin sa sarili niya Middle Kingdom, no? So ang kanyang lahat ng gera defensive. So nag-proxy war siya sa Vietnam, sa Korea, no? Hindi siya actively involved, nagpo-proxy siya in the name of defending its peripheries, no? So ngayon, with the 9-dash line claim, kine-claim niya itong South China Sea. Parang ang kanyang view, dinedefend pa rin niya yung kanyang sarili. Not aggressive. Yun ang kanyang point of view. Sa ating point of view, inaago naman niya yung hindi kanya. No? So that's one. Yung tanong mo naman, handa ba ang Pilipinas makipaggera? Kaya nga tayo ay naghahanda sapagkat we want to prevent war. If you want peace, prepare to wage war.
Okay.
Diba? If you want peace. Because if you're weak, matetempt, no?
Yes, sir.
Na lalo kang pasukin, lalo kang apihin. Yun lang ang ginagawa natin. Handa ba tayong makipaggera? Hindi libre kasi yung freedom hindi libre yung magiging yung kasarinlan Ipinapaglaban yan
Yeah.
Dapat ang bayan handa magsakripisyo. Ang gera, sabi nga ng ating secretary, mabilis ngayon. Quick, decisive, violent. It will be over in 2 days' time. Some territories, some features might be occupied, ships sunk, sailors killed. Let's prepare for that,
Okay,
if it happens.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Ang ganda ng sinabi ninyo, sir. Hindi libre ang kalayaan. Pinaglalaban yan. No? So, yung susunod po na magtatanong from DZRJ, si Mr. Chris Lucas. Yes, Mr. Chris Lucas, yes. Please go ahead.
Una pong tanong,
Pakitaas po ng microphone.
Una pong tanong, alam po natin na nag-build ng mga artificial islands ang China sa WPS area. At maraming coral reefs ang nasira, dinurog para gawing panambak o buhangin sa mga ginawa nilang isla.
Yes.
Meron ba tayong habol sa China kaugnay sa issue ng pagsira sa kalikasan?
Okay, thank you.
Pangalawa, ano ang implikasyon ng balikatan? Sabi nga ni Sir, 1951 pa, may balikatan na. Pero dahil sa isyung kinapapalooban natin ngayon, medyo iba yung timpla. So ano ang implikasyon nito? Ito ba ay nagpapadala ng mensahe at anong mensahe para sa ating mga Pilipino at para sa kabilang panig?
Okay. Mr. Chris Lucas, is it okay if I ask them to answer only one question of the two questions? Medyo
it's
limited
okay.
na yung oras
It's okay,
natin.
it's okay.
Thank you po. Ma'am, you can choose which of the questions.
Well, I'd like to address the environment issue because I teach a course in geopolitics and this is so central to what I discuss. Alam nyo, yung reefs ay dyan po ang bahay ng mga isda at all the sea species. In other words, kung hindi mo sila bigyan ng lugar na mangingitlog sila, wala kang ha-harvestin na isda.
Tama, correct.
Pag sinira mo yan, no? And sinira mo yung mga corals, dininamita mo, dyan ka nag-build ng mga artificial islands mo, awan ko kung anong isda pa yung bibinwitin mo dyan. Okay, it's not really Philippines versus China, it's not really US versus China, it's China versus the whole. Ilan tayo? 8 billion. The whole. Make it an environmental issue. Again, bumalik tayo dun sa framework ko kanina, Alex. Move from the high politics to low politics. Lahat pupunta dun sa trajectory na yun eh. When you do that, and because China is really so preoccupied with loss of face, it will lose face in the face of environmental groups, government and non-government groups. Dahil sinisira mo yan, and I have articulated this, either in Beijing or here in Manila, and in any forum, sinisira mo yan, actually sinisira mo yan para sa buong mundo. And yan is crime against humanity. That is why, siguro, kailangan talaga nating isusog yung make the whole area, contested area, all the seas, really as the heritage of mankind. Move from the concept of ownership to stewardship. We're just taking care of this. Meron ba kayong alam na namatay na nagdala ng kanyang mga sapatos, at kanyang kayamanan? Wala baga.
Okay.
Parang ganyan din eh. You know, when you move from a philosophy of ownership to stewardship, napaka-major ng change.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Sir, Secretary Gonzales, the same question po. Mamili po kayo doon sa dalawang tanong nila.
Malaking implikasyon sa Pilipinas ng balikatan exercises. But of course, it depends on our appreciation or point of view in this matter,
Yes, sir.
Kasi ang balikatan is part of the deterrence strategy of the United States.
Yes,
What they're trying to do is, well, in the case of this, assert their dominance of the region. And number two, hindi po pwedeng may susulpot dyan at i-challenge tayo. So that is balikatan. In our opinion naman, maganda naman na nangyayari. Kasi napupostpone natin yung gera. Palagay ko kung walang balikatan, inatake na tayo ng China because they need a war. They need a war. So
They need
a war.
Yeah.
Kaya sabi ka, please.
So you really
please,
believe that China needs a war?
they need it, we don't need it. Kasi nga kailangan nila yan para ikalmado yung growing pagbabago ng sentiment vis-a-vis the Communist
The
Party of
changing
China.
sentiments.
Diba?
The changing sentiments in the community.
Kaya nga, kailangan nilang alagaan yan.
Yeah.
Bagamat diktador yung Communist Party of China, they also worry about national sentiment.
Yeah.
Kaya nga, importante na yun ang tinitignan nating mabuti. May away sa loob. No? Na-indicate ni Joe Masison yan bago siya namatay. So, anyway, this is what we have
And
to
if
look.
you think, sir, if China would launch a war, Philippines will be part of that.
Ang tinitignan ko, anong uunahin? Hindi yung hindi part. China, what will it choose? Philippines or Taiwan? Pinipilin. Tayo, dati-dati kasi tinitignan natin na magkadikit yan eh. Pag ginira yung Taiwan, madadama yung Pilipinas. Pero ngayon, tingin ko, because of the balikatan exercises, because of the deterrence strategy of US+++,
So balikatan is a deterrence.
it is deterrence. Pinapakita na talaga yan.
Okay, sir.
Puro propaganda naman yan. Tingnan mo, gumagamit na tayo ng mga missiles, tuwan-tuwa tayo, pero ilang missiles ang nasa atin.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Isang dosena, isang segundo lang, ubus yan.
Okay.
But in real war. So this is a propaganda war. Yeah. So tingnan natin mabuti yan.
Yes,
let us start studying the Communist Party of China and the sentiment of the Chinese people as of today.
Okay, sir.
Tingnan natin mabuti.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir Ed?
Dalawa sa tingin ko ang audience ng balikatan exercises. No? Una, para patungkol sa aggressive behavior
Yes, sir.
towards the Philippines by China. Ipinapakita lang na handa itong mga bayan na ito, Philippines and its allies, to defend, to allocate resources to prevent further aggression. The other audience is the allies itself, tayo. Tayo ba ay maniniwala na ang US ay ipapagtanggol tayo kung sakaling magkasubuan na, no? So kailangan ipakita rin ng US sa atin na nandiyan kami. Kaya yung huling balikatan, pinakamalaki, as described, meron ng advanced weapon systems like HIMARS, etc., drones, no? Kasi kung hindi mo naman baback-upan yung salita mo ng muscle, no? Babaliwalain ka rin ng kabila. Laway lang yan.
Yeah.
No? Kailangan pakita mo, may pwersa ka, na kung sakaling magkaroon ng bakbakan, handa mong panindigan.
Okay.
Hindi ka hollow.
Yeah.
No?
Thank
Yun ang purpose noon.
Thank you.
Kaya dapat lang na merong ipakita nga. Kundi hindi ka rin papansinin, babaliwalain ka.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Our next questioner is si Mr. Nep Castillo ng Bravo News. Nep, please go ahead with your question.
Good morning para kay...
Pwede pakitaas ng microphone.
Hello,
sir.
hello, hello.
Yeah.
Good morning para kay Secretary Gonzales at kay General Adan. Kahapon nag-press conference yung atin ito. Mga NGO sila. Maglalayag sila papunta doon. So, ang question is...
Ito yung atin ito coalition.
Yeah, oo. Kasi atin daw ito, yung West Philippine Sea. Is it practically or politically correct yung gagawin nila? Kasi kung bakit ko tinanong yan, baka may ibang grupo na naman, let's say hindi sila hinaras, unang grupo.
Okay.
May pangalawang grupo, hindi na naman. Pangatlong grupo, hinaras na sila ng China. Baka magkagulo na. Tapos para kay Professor Carlos naman, Prof, allegedly, sabi ni Senator Ontiveros, mukhang nakapenetrate na yung China dito sa atin in the person ni Mayor Alice Gumo.
Yeah.
Oo. So, totoo kaya yun na posible kaya yun, Prof, na matagal na tayong tinataniman ng China at ngayon lang natin natutuklasan at posible kaya yun?
Okay. Isa-isayin natin. So, unahin muna natin yung first question mo. Nasasagutin nila dalawa, no? So, Secretary Gonzales, sir. Sir Ed, sino gustong mauna sumagot sa inyo? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yung sa NGOs.
Yeah.
Na
yung merong atin ito coalition.
Atin ito. Yeah, I saw on television a youth group
Yes, sir. Yes,
preparing to sail with several dozen boats. No?
Magdadala sila ng food missions doon
food
sa mga
mission
fisher folk sa Masinloc.
Siguro naman itong grupong ito ay ipinapakita na nagmamahal tayo sa ating mga fishermen na dapat lang i-resupply doon. At,
Sir, ang question niya po, politically correct ba yon yung move na yon?
Politically correct. Well, ipinapakita natin na hindi nag-iisa ang military, armed forces, Coast Guard. Meron din yung sectors of civil society na pinapakita na atin ito.
Okay.
Yun ang nakikita ko doon.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Secretary Gonzales, sir. Same question po.
Any illustration of nationalism is okay.
Yes, sir.
It's good. In general, whether it is practical or not is another matter, no? Pero ang tingin ko dyan, kung may mga lumalabas na ganitong initiative coming from the citizens, it is also an indication that probably the official organs of government that should be doing this kind of effort are not doing enough. Bakit napipilitan na yung nagpipilit na yung mga NGO kahit na alam nila na suntok sa buwan ito o kaya pwede tayong mamatay dito. They still continue to do it. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Kasi there is no official strategy that encompass everyone to a particular purpose of defending our interests in the West Philippine Sea.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Ma'am, yung second question is practically about yung silent invasion meron na bang silent invasion ng mga Chinese dito sa ating bansa? Actually, 3 weeks ago, sinabi rin ni Senate President Mig Subiri yan. Nung inimbestigahan niya yung mga estudyante, 4,600 students enrolled doon sa Cagayan State University, no, sa Tugigaraw. Plus, ang daming retirees na raw sa Pilipinas. Out of 78,000 retirees, Chinese retirees in the Philippines, around 37,000 of them are Chinese. Nang edad ay 35 years old, 36 years old. So, ang babata, mga military age po. Ano? So, ang sabi ni Senate President Mig Subiri at the time, 3 weeks ago, meron na bang silent invasion sa Pilipinas?
Well, Alex, scientist kasi ako kasi ayoko yung maling words.
Yes, ma'am.
Hindi siya silent, hindi siya invasion.
Okay.
Hindi siya silent kasi kitang-kita mo naman yan. Siyempre, nag-i-enroll sa klase, nagtatatag ng mga Chinese school. Doon nga sa tabi ng small farm ko sa Indang. Sobrang laki ng eskwelahan doon, ano? And I'm sure hindi naman Pilipino yung mag-i-enroll doon. I mean, katangahan na lang natin kung nagsasara tayo ng mata natin dyan. Tapos yung mga Chinese, nagtatatag, nagbibili ng lupa sa katabi ng military base. Meron na nga silang bakod doon, yung bakod ng military base. Ano sinasabi natin? Medyo maging smart, intelligent naman tayo. Kasi ito na yung bagay, hindi pa naman akong buhay ng Japanese occupation. Ganun din na nangyari. Pareho ang playbook niyan So, but if your mind is not sinister, di sige, total, yung mga daming universities, gusto nila yung nagbabayad-bayad na mga Chinese, no? In other words, tama si Bert, tsaka si Ed, balangkasin mo to on a broad level, strategic, operational, tactical. Huwag mo nang pakialaman yung operational, tactical kasi andyan na yung mga mga armed services na gagawa niyan. Bigyan mo sila ng giya on the strategic level na itong gagawin natin. Kasi pag may giya yun on the strategic level, alam mo yung ceiling, alam mo yung floor. Hindi pwede nagmumove yung ceiling at saka yung floor. When you know that, ang red lines mo, hindi bubble gum. Hindi siya magmumove. Ito, pag ginawa mo to sa Ayungin, ito yung So, yung to go back to that, flotilla na gusto nilang mangyari, that's laudable, no? But, dapat makita mo para saan. No, hindi siya nangungulit para saan. At ano yung unintended consequence ang gagawin yun. Siyempre, ako din, nagtatakbo-takbo din ako nun sa kalye, no? Activist din naman ako, no? Pero, sa dulo nun, para saan? At
Maybe
ano
they
yung
want to show to the
unintended
world that the people, Filipino people who are not part of the military government are actually fighting the Chinese on this issue.
Andyan na tayo.
Yung
Alex.
ordinaryong mamayang Pilipino gustong ipaglaban.
Andyan na tayo. Tama yung sinabi ni Bert. Yun ang marudob na damdamin ng mga kabataan.
Yes, ma'am.
Lampas sa 20 million pala yun,
Gusto
Bert.
nila ilabas ang kanilang damdamin.
Ilabas nyo
ang
yan.
pagmamahal nila sa ating bansa.
Ang daming perils and risks. Alam mo, layo niyan. Okay. Parang maliliit yung bangka. Okay. Wala sanang casualties. Balangkasin nyo lahat. Ang tawag doon CSW
yun lang yung kaya nila sa ngayon, ma'am
Kahit kakaya, huwag kang masyadong barumbado sa planning mo. Di ba yung kaburarahan mo, maya-maya, meron diyang, nagtaob pala yan. Ba't hindi mo sinabi na ang taas pala nung wave?
Ang kasama po doon, si President ng PRRM, ng Philippine Rural Reconstruction Movement, na si Father Ed de la Torre. Tapos yung Akbayan President, na si Rafaela David, at sumali din si retired Justice Antonio Carpio po.
Okay. Mabuti merong mga ganitong mga tao, no? Na wag lang manggaling sa silakbo ng damdamin. Yun nga mag-CSW kayo, wag burara yung planning nyo. Kasi pagka merong casualty yan, tapos hindi pa covered ng insurance, alam mo na yung unintended, yung sinasabi kong unintended consequences, balangkasin mo yan from A to Z. Hindi pwedeng butas-butas yung balangkas mo, tapos sabihin, ay mali ka, ang dami namang namatay. And then, ewan ko, if this is apropos to what we're talking about, ang hilig kasi natin yung fiesta mentality ba? We're trivializing foreign policy. Why are we trivializing foreign policy? Yung mga arte-arte ka, nagti-t-shirt kang ganyan, mga I mean, do this matter? I don't know. Siguro it matters. But for me, it's just parang drama na
expression ng pagmamahal
nila.
Sorry
if I'm so cruel about that.
No, it's okay, ma'am.
Kasi
Of course,
matanda na kasi ako So, I just want to call bullshit talaga,
Okay, ma'am.
Na tayo paikot-ikot.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, sir. I think si Sir Ed wants to say something on that question.
Dahil nabanggit mo, Attorney Alex, yung silent invasion.
Yes, sir.
Dapat natin...
Yun yung ginagamit sa news, sir. At ginagamit doon sa Senado.
Dapat nating maintindihan na una, yung principle na ginagamit ng China, Yung si General Sun Tzu, di ba? All warfare involves deception, no? Number one. Pagkatapos, sinabi din niya na winning a war without fighting is the more superior way. And so, while tayo nakafocus at nakikita natin kasi magandang tingnan yung mga visuals, yung mga water cannoning, Coast Guard, etc. Yun ang nasa ground, no? Pero ano yung malalim? Ito yung tinatawag natin ngayon na influence operations, information war, cyber warfare. At itong nakikita natin ngayon, no, na mga reports sa Bamban Tarlac, sa Cagayan, na nabanggit na. So sa tingin ko, ito ay dapat natin ding harapin at ang ating kaukulang agencies ng government ay palakasin ang capability to address this hybrid threat kung tawagin. Okay, let us not be focused on the armed military, pero mas malalim itong hybrid warfare, yung tinatawag na asymmetric threat, no? Lalo na yung influence operations using media, propaganda, napakalalim. Disinformation, yan. Alam nyo lahat yan. Marami ngayong false information. So baka maniwala ang hindi handa, apektado tayong lahat, no? Lalo na kung ang nagiging target ay yung decision makers, government officials.
Okay. Thank you.
General, tama yung sinabi mo, no? In other words, you don't need a single shot to collapse an economy. You only need to do cyber terrorism.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Now, I would like to end with your closing messages. No? Sino pong gustong mauna? Sir Ed? Sir Ed. Sir Ed, yes. Okay.
Well,
or if you want, sir, I can.
On the military dimension, we are still building our capability. Comparatively, we are still weak. However, we must learn to be smart. We should fight smart, no? Determine where we can be strong, and also get to know our weaknesses. At let's fight smart, no? Fight in the sense that we should know our what resources we can employ, you know, from diplomatic, informational, para mai-advance ang ating national interest.
Yes, sir. Secretary Gonzales, sir. Yes, sir.
Dalawang bagay
yes, sir.
nais kong iparating. Number one, dumating tayo sa puntos na ang sitwasyon ng ating bansa at lipunan ay nangangailangan ng isang tunay na at magaling na liderato.
Yes, sir.
Political leadership is important.
Yes, sir.
Considering what's going on, baka tingnan natin mabuti ang question of political leadership in the country. Kailangan kasi sa panahon ng ganito, kailangan matibay yung namumuno sa atin. And not talking of one person.
Yes, sir.
It could be a group of persons. Like, kaming tatlo dito, magbo-volunteer na kami, sumali kami dyan. Kasi importante may effective leadership ang bansa sa crisis na hinaharap natin ngayon. Number two, ang daming nagpipresenta at nagbibigay ng tulong sa Pilipinas ngayon because of the crisis that we're facing, all range, including
yes,
climate change. Ang dami talaga nagbubulong. Sayang.
Yeah.
Sayang na kasi hindi natin consolidate because nga of inadequate
yes, sir.
leadership. So, at the other point, tungkol dyan sa sayang is, in the end, pag nagkagipitan na, kunyari, tulong ng Amerika, ay kung matalo si Biden, o lumabas si Trump, anong mangyayari sa atin ngayon? Di ba? Ang sabi nga ni General Adan, 2 araw lang tapos na ang giyera. Magdidesisyon pa yung Kongreso, magdidesisyon pa yung political leadership ng US bago tayo tulungan. Tapos na kwento. So what is most important is we begin a deliberate preparation for our own self-defense.
Okay, sir.
Ihanda natin ang ating mga kabataan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Dr. Carlos, ma'am. Yeah, your closing message po. Your closing message. But I heard that. You said that
Trump will be good for the region.
He will be good for the region.
He will be good for world
Including
peace.
for our region.
Yes.
Okay.
And may solution is sa Ukraine. Saka na yun, sa another session.
Ma'am, your closing message.
Sige, ang closing message would be, sana itong iligay ninyo sa, ipiprint ninyo or ilalagay ninyo sa whatever platform you will use. It bears repeating that my proposal is to fold back the Philippine Coast Guard into the AFP, where it used to be, for unity of command. And number 2, for the MDT to be renegotiated so that there will be a NATO automaticity. NATO automaticity. Thank you.
Okay. Bibigay lang po ako ng closing, no? Pilipinas, napakaganda po ng ating diskusyon ngayong araw sa topic na paano kailangang harapin ng Pilipinas ang Chinese aggression at bullying sa ating mga Pilipino doon sa West Philippine Sea. Napakaganda po at malaman, malalim ang mga sagot na binahagi ng ating mga magigiting na panauhin ngayon. Para sa akin po, may dalawang importanteng bagay lang akong gustong idiin. Una, sa tingin ko po, bakit mukhang mas respetado ng China ang Indonesia at Vietnam kaysa sa ating Pilipinas? Baka dahil sila ay lumalaban? Baka kailangan din nating lumaban? Hindi naman ibig sabihin na giyera ang gusto natin. Lumaban lang tayo. Pangalawa, noong World War II po, 1 year before in-invade ng Japan ang Pilipinas, libo-libong Japanese spies at soldiers ang pinadala ng Japan dito sa bansa natin. Nagkunwari silang nagnenegosyo at street cleaners or sweepers. Yun pala, mga sundalo. Nung nagsimula ang World War II, biglang nagsuot sila ng Japanese military uniforms nila. Baka may libo-libong Chinese spies and soldiers na rin nararito sa ating bansa na nagkukunwari lang na estudyante at retirado o retirees. Importante po na ipaglaban natin ang West Philippine Sea natin. Pero importante din po na protektahan natin ang ating mga probinsya, ang ating mga syudad, ang ating mga munisibilidad sa posibleng silent invasion na ginagawa nga ng mga libo-libong Chinese spies and soldiers na nagkukunwaring estudyante at retirees dito sa ating bansa. Pilipinas, sana po nakatulong kami sa inyo sa napaka-importanting issue na ito. Katulong ng ating magagaling at magigiting na panauhin. Si former Defense Secretary Norberto Gonzales, sir, thank you. Former National Security Advisor Dr. Clarita Carlos, ma'am, thank you. And Lieutenant General Edelberto Adan, Chairman of ANI, Advocates for National Interest. Ito po si Attorney Alex Lacson para sa katotohanan, para sa taumbayan. Maraming salamat po.